Okay, so what we've got here is a 2011 Gibson Les Paul Jr., and this is the kind of limited humbucker version they made. I think they only made it for the 1 year. It's got the 498T Zebra humbucker in it, and that's a pretty killer pickup, I think. Screams, but you've also got the tone knob pulls out to split the pickup if you want to tone it down a bit. Already polished the frets and cleaned that fretboard, which is a baked maple fretboard, by the way, I think, on these. So now ready for setup. I've already sighted down the neck. Looks to have a little bend in the neck as far as relief. So I'm just going to measure it, and usually start with 010, because I know if it's that much or more, I'm probably going to want to flatten it out. And yeah, it's got a bit more than 010, so we're just going to turn that truss rod real quick, flatten out the neck a bit. Okay, got the truss rod cover off. Now you can usually tell when you first start turning how tight the truss rod is, and this one's nice and loose, so I know it just, loosen a bit, but you're supposed to loosen quarter turn before you start tightening, but this thing's loose already, so that's why it's got a bit of bend in it. Well, that's a bunch. I just turned it. Yeah, that was a little too much, because I can see some back bow. Let's go back about a half turn. Just sighten down the neck. Looks very flat now. Can quickly put on that capo again. Capo on the way I do it is capo on the first fret, and then I fret on the 17th and measure at the 8th fret. And let's see what we got now. So now it's less than 008. Yeah, 0.005. So now it's nice and flat, and now I expect the action's a little bit too low. Yeah, very low. It's about one turn, I think. Maybe a little less. So I'm just bringing up that stop tail bridge. I'm at 050 at the 12th right now. I'd like it to be just a little above that. Get close to 060, which is what I have in mind. That's very close. So just checking on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fret for any buzz. That's a good indicator, just if the truss rod's in a good place. And moving up the neck. And keep in mind we've got 10 gauge strings on here. Very flat neck now at 0.005. And nice action at 0.006. Or 0.060, sorry. 060, just about the 12th. So, seems to be ringing all over the neck. I'm gonna quickly play on every fret on the neck and just make sure there's no lifted frets or anything. I'll do that off camera, but assuming there's nothing else, it's straight to intonation at this point. One quick little adjustment before I go on to intonation. I noticed by checking down by the nut that the G string was sitting just a little bit higher than the other strings, and I just checked that by fretting at the 3rd and then pressing lightly on the string at the 1st fret, something like that. You can see it, and I just checked the space between the string and the 1st fret, and it should be just very little space. So the G was just sitting a little high, and just means maybe I can cut the nut slot down a little deeper. Now we can just look across the strings and see where it's sitting and do that little check. It can still come down a little bit. You gotta be careful when you do this, because if you take it a little too far, then suddenly if it's sitting too low, when you play the string open, it's gonna be buzzing on the frets. But it is nice to get them all sitting about the same height there at the nut. So pretty rare that after you adjust a truss rod on one of these, it just ends up intonated. But almost every string is in tune at the 12th fret. The only ones that are just a tiny off, I even hesitate to mess with it. It's maybe the low E. It's maybe just a tad flat at the 12th. Man, it's so close. So just to see, maybe I will. Man, no, that's too close. It's not going to get any better. Electronics seem nice and quiet. Jack's tight. This is the kind of guitar that likes to be turned up though. Okay, just to summarize what we did here. This guitar is strung with 10s. We check the electronics, check neck relief, change the strings, polish the frets, set string height, set intonation, check the pickup height, polish the guitar, down-tuned it for shipping. String height is set at 0.060 at the 12th fret. Neck relief is 0.005 at the 8th.